Uh, uh, um, let's see if I messed up the broadcast on YouTube, and now we have all the channels. Uh, okay. Everything's ready. Kyle, did the YouTube continue streaming for you on the original, or did it change video links? Oh well, at least it'll get recorded if it doesn't work. Let's. There's my OBS here. I need you on this window. OBS. And you can hear me, and everything is good. So let's get this show on the road. How are you, everybody? It's been a crazy 2 weeks since we last spoke here in office hours. I've been working mad hours. I've been working like 10, 12 hours a day. And we've gotten a lot of progress. I want to show you guys some of that today. Let me see what I can show you. But you might have seen me in a few other YouTube streams. I've been doing the rounds, and you might have seen that the Windows version right here behind me. I'm running it on my Windows laptop. It's there. We have a Windows version. People have been running it. It's an early alpha. It's still not ready for public consumption, but it's pretty much getting there. We are reaching the shakedown, the punch list stage, where we go through every single thing in the app and see if it works or it doesn't, and we fix them quickly. I expect, I was gonna say this weekend, I'll have updates later, but definitely next week we'll have a public alpha that you guys can download and play with. And the goal with this public alpha is to have feature parity with Polo. It should do all the things that Polo did. It might be missing a couple as it goes out on the first version, but we'll catch up quickly. It should have all the activities and all the contests that Polo did. But in the process of building it, we've been adding a few other things beyond what Polo had. One of the things, I don't know if you've been, if you follow my YouTube shorts, you will see a few things I post every now and then. And one of the things I posted this morning was, let me see if I can actually get it to work here and show you guys on camera. But it's basically cat control. I was able to control and connect a few of my radios. I didn't practice this beforehand. Yes. So let me see if I can show this to you guys. Let me set it up over here. I have a very complicated setup today in order to show things from more than one laptop because I have them in multiple places. Let's see. What you see here is the app running on my Mac. That's why it's called Mac Logger here in the top left corner. And if I go on settings, this now has a station configuration section. And here I actually have it connected to my Flex radio. And I can, let's see if I can change the frequency on my Flex. It's not running the Flex. I'll leave the Flex on the side. But if you see the 705 in the middle right here, you can see the frequency switching. And just so you guys see what I'm doing, you see me here in camera? You see it here? I change it here, it changes there. If I go, let's go into an activation. And right here in the frequency section of the activation, if I, oh, hold on. I didn't configure it right because you can have multiple radios configured, but right now the 891 is my main VFO. I have to set it to the 705. Now this is my main VFO. If I go into my activation, didn't work. Did I break it? Ha ha ha. That's what I get for doing live demos. I was working in this earlier today. Let's see. 705 is the main VFO. There we go. You see there in the bottom where you enter the frequency. As I move on the VFO here with my finger, it changes on Polo as it should. If I enter a frequency here, 7200, it makes the radio go to 7200. If I click on the spots, it makes the radio jumps to the spots. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am to see this, but I am very excited when I got it to work last night. And the 705, man, the icon protocol is a mess. But we got it to work, me and Claudio. And now we have cat control on the ICOM, cat control on the ASU 891, and we're going to be adding support for more radios very quickly as soon as I can test it. Also here on this screen, you can see the new multi-column layout that lets you customize where you put things. This is going to be evolving quickly and like lets you build whatever configuration you want for your screen, because once you have a desktop you have a lot of room, and we got to find ways to fill that room. We've added one of the problems with Polo was when you had a bunch of things enabled, like I do here. We have the field day exchange with separate state and call. We made it so that it squeezes as much as it can, and even if it's at that size, as you switch fields, it'll let you see whatever field you're editing. So if you're crazy to do that kind of combination on a very small screen, it'll work for you. We've added better support of keyboard switching, like pressing space, like Polo, but also pressing tab, or even just the cursor keys will jump from field to field. And now the cursor goes up, and you can open the PODA by going up and pressing enter. And if you keep pressing up, you can click on your keyboard and get your entire QSO list if you need. And of course, as soon as you press escape, you go back to editing the current call, because when you're logging, you need to be able to quickly get back to that. Those are some of the exciting things we've been working on. There are a lot more work done in the internals that is not as exciting to show. It's really, I can show you the code base, but it wouldn't be fun. But yeah, we're getting very ready. We have the new activity picker that combines all the activities in one list. I can have soda and PODA here because that's what I have enabled. If lets me, even if I'm not sure, I can manage my extensions from here. Even if I search here for mills, it'll suggest I enable mills on the air. And when I enable it, there's really no MODA anything here to search, but you can search by a single activity. You can add field day, for example, like we had before. I don't know if you remember in Polo, if you have field day, let me bring field day in this activation. If you have a field day activation, we had the exchange field that will suggest, hold on, it will suggest the right sections for you as you type the name. Like if it now looks much better and lets you go up and down with the cursor keys. So as you can see, we've been bringing all the features in Polo, but making them better, making them nicer as we go along. And I'm really, really happy and proud with how this is coming along. I can't wait to get this into your guys' hands. Kyle asks if the Flex is via IP or serial. I'm actually using serial at 232 port, RS232, Kyle. What do you think? In fact, the Flex was so easy to implement because their serial protocol is very well documented and stable. I spent about 3 days trying to get the ICOM to work until I finally got it. The what else can I tell you guys about this and how it's coming along? Oh, there's also, let me stop that and show you. We haven't stopped working on Polo, and this was a new feature. I also posted a YouTube Shorts explaining it, but it was one of those things that I feel stupid now for not having thought about it earlier. We had a lot of people using Polo that will write and ask, how do I get my logs out of the phone? Or I'm trying to use Gmail and it's not accepting my ADIF files. Or if you get Polo set up on a phone where you have Dropbox or iCloud to sync your files, exporting is easy, but it's kind of like it takes a few steps to get it there. It requires you to set it up. We added this new feature where, let me pick a log here. When you go to do your regular exports, there's now an option called Stash. You click on Stash, and this will just upload the files into the Ham2K file stash service. You can ask to be emailed a link, or you don't need a link emailed directly. You can just, let me see, where can I show that now that I have so many screens shared. You can open a window on stash.ham2k.net, and let me show that window here so you guys can see what it looks like. I go to stash.ham2k.net and I take my phone that has the account and I take a picture of that QR code. So the log I posted was not from my phone, was from a simulator, so I have to test at ham2k.com. I can get an email link, or I can go on my app and it'll show me in the sync settings a way to accept that request. The number is 9C7. 9, what did I say? 9C76D2. Accept the request, and the browser will soon refresh and show my files. Come on, hop. There we go. I have my files. I can download them all from here. Download a single zip file that has the entire set for that log. I have access to other logs I might have uploaded earlier. If you are a Ham2K, the cloud service subscriber, then you get to upload as many files as you want. If you are not a subscriber, you can upload as many files as you want, but only one at a time. Then the next file you upload will replace the previous one, but you can still upload your files this way. And this should make it a lot easier for people to get their files out of the phone, at least until they have the Halo, the Ham2K logger running on their computers, and that then they don't need anything like this. But if you're only going to be running on your phone, I want to have this option for people to move things around easily. And of course, eventually, the guys at PODA will implement the direct file upload API and will support it. And then it'll be a single tap and your logs will be in PODA. That's a wish. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there was an interview on YouTube today with Tom from PODA talking about the next version of the site that's moving along. So I suggest you go see that in the Q5 YouTube channel. You'll find some updates as to what's going on. So I expect finally there might be some hope to get the direct log upload on PODA within a few months. I don't know. I don't want to speak for them, but there seems to be light at the end of a tunnel, and we'll get that. And as soon as that's implemented on the PODA side, I'm not going to sleep that night. Polo and Halo are going to have direct upload implemented right away when that happens. What else can I tell you guys? I don't know. Let me look at the chat. Any questions? Uh, Kyle asked about the Flex. What's in? Um, no questions in the chat. Come on. I have to say we started. I started posting some messages in the app asking for people's support now that I'm working full time on this, and the response has been really, really moving. A lot of people have contributed. It's reached a point where I'm starting to think I can make it. That it's gonna be okay. That things are gonna work out. I gotta make sure that this works long term. That it's not just a wave of support that then fades. But I think that with the cloud service and the subscriptions and the generous support that you guys have always given me, I think things are gonna be okay. And I'm really happy to feel that way and get there. Where's my OBS? Here we are. So that's what I have for today. I have we're gonna be releasing that early alpha access for Halo, the Ham2K logger or Ham logger that will run on all of the platforms, probably early next week. And it's gonna be rough edges. It's gonna have some bugs. That's the whole point of coding an alpha and putting it out. But the idea is that for you guys to help me find those bugs and we'll fix them quickly. And within a month or two, it's gonna replace the actual Polo that you have on your phones. We're gonna have a single app running on all the platforms that that's going to run on Windows, like everybody was asking for. It's going to run on Linux. It's going to run on Raspberry Pis. It's not going to run on Palm Pilots unless you update your Palm Pilot to be a Raspberry Pi. It's going to run on the web. No cat control from the web, sorry, or at least not yet. But it's going to run on all the platforms, as many features as we can implement for each platform. It's going to be very customizable, and it's going to be just the start of a bunch of ideas we have to grow the app. As you notice, the dynamic layouts enable us to basically come up with any screen window layout you want, and that will open the door of bringing different panels that do things beyond what Polo does right now. We're going to be adding features to manage your log as a regular desktop logger or log manager. We're going to be adding features to manage your station along with cat control in a way that kind of competes with Node-RED. We're going to have Halo might be your station dashboard. Or you might even include your Node-RED dashboard in a panel inside your Halo window, because we're going to enable adding HTML pages in your dashboard, for example. So the idea is to let you combine all the pieces in whatever way suits your needs. If you want to use other apps, it doesn't have to be all Polo. Although I'm going to try to do a lot of things with Polo. But we're also going to be working together with all the other apps in any possible way. What else? I might not finish much more work today because I got to get up early tomorrow. I'm going to do a mini DXpedition Parks on the Air activation with my friend Jay, November Kilo 2 Yankee. We're going to an island in the Hudson River. I posted in our Discord in case you wanted more details. It's the Hudson River Islands State Park, appropriately named. And it's an island that's only been activated twice in the past. 3 years ago was the last activation. So we're going to have to take a dinghy, get to the island, and we'll spend, 3-4 hours there. We need to figure out exactly where to land because the island doesn't have much of a beach. And I don't know, it's going to be a fun challenge. I plan to bring my my iPad running an alpha version of Halo and test it there. I'll have my phone with regular Polo as a backup in case something crashes badly on the iPad. But it's gonna be a great activation. It's gonna be a great chance to test Halo in the field. Hopefully the bands will be working fine. But it's, yeah, I'm excited about that. But I gotta get up early. I gotta leave home around 6 in the morning to make it in time. So that's what I have for you guys today. Let me see what else is in the chat. Um, Terry says that he was able to link the stash, but it's not getting operation data. Huh. Send me an email, Terry, and we'll figure it out. Peter asked about cat control from iPad and iPhones. Yes, except that the iPhone is limited. I mean, Apple controls what you can connect to an iPhone, and they don't like allowing third-party apps to connect to USB serial cables or to connect to Bluetooth. You will be able to connect for example, the Icon via Wi-Fi should work. The Flex Radio should work. And I'm talking with some people to try to build some bridge devices that will let you connect radios to iPads through trying to cheat around the limitations using, I don't know, a little circuit board you put on the back of your radio connected to its serial port, and it provides a web interface to that serial port. Things like that will allow you to connect your iPads and iPhones to control your radios. But the first version will not be including that. The first iPhone and iPad releases of Halo, they should be able to work with the Icon. I haven't tested on an iPhone or an iPad yet. They should be able to work with any Wi-Fi cat control, but that'll be it. Android might work with serial ports. Haven't tested it yet either, but we'll get there. We'll be adding support for all the things and all the combinations that are possible. Just give us time to do that. Pepe asks support for printing QSL cards and sending QSL mails. I mean, eventually, why not? It might not be there from the very beginning. But we're trying to build all the things. One thing I don't know if it'll add is support for sending QSL emails, because I personally don't like them. But Halo is being designed, it's open source and it's designed to be extensible. It has a whole plugin extension mechanism. So you would be able to build your own plugin that connects to an EQSL service or to a QSL printing service, for example. That's most likely what would happen for those. Let's see anything else in the chat. The FTX One support for that, it might even work with the Yaesu support we have now. I have to test it. If somebody has an FTX One that they want to ship to me for a couple of weeks, I'll get it to work. In fact, I might have to start looking for people who have weird radios an hour or two away from me, so I can go borrow them and try to make sure the cat control works well in all of those devices. But other than that, that's one thing, that cat control support will take a little bit of time to get to cover all the devices. We'll be adding right away support for Hamlib and rig control, so you can use those directly from Polo, and that will help a lot of people connect with all kinds of radios. But we want to build direct native first class support for most, or at least the popular radios, so that the cat control can be more advanced. Because our cat control goal goes beyond just seeing the frequency, seeing the VFO and mode. We want to have more control of your VFO, things like changing the bandwidth, the filters, the notches, having control over CW keying, voice keying, any of those features. It'll be great, both on a keyboard where you have the F1 and all of those, but we're trying to figure out a way of putting buttons in the phone so you can use your keyer function from your phone. That's coming not next week, but as soon as a stable version is out, we'll start working on those features, and it's gonna be a fun couple of months. You will see, guys. There's a lot of ideas that have been piling in a big to-do list we have for when we're ready to tackle more new features into the next generation. Right now, the goal is to get it out of the gate, and that's going to be the next couple of weeks work. And with that, I'm gonna go QRT. Last calls for the chats, and if no one has anything, I'm gonna go QRT. I'm gonna say 73, everybody, and try to work me tomorrow from the park in the Hudson Islands State Park. 73. Goodbye, everybody.